Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition. Open the door. Let's see who we got here. We got Brian. Welcome, Brian. Walses. Hello there. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday.
Yeah.
And we got
Jim's
camera at down. Yes. And who else do we got here?
Raymond. Hi,
welcome to the show.
Yep. Denise. Hi, Denise. Who else? Russ. Oops. No.
Yes. Welcome, Russ. So Operation Camera is in force for this weekend.
Hi, Roger. Roger's
hey,
here.
Roger.
Russ there.
So
this is exciting, Grizzly. I'm really excited for you. I can't wait to see.
So I got a partner to hook up all these cameras out in the woods, and I contacted my parents. They got one of those telescopic ladders that you can carry, right? Yeah. So I got some ideas with that. So who knows? I'll probably may not get anything, but I got all my batteries charged. Now I'm getting into my Duracell stash. So welcome, Eric. So yeah, 120 batteries down and still going because each camera takes 8 batteries. So yeah, hello, Catherine. Welcome to the show. So what we got cooking tonight?
Today we have Marti The Nonnaboss. And my new best friend, she's been helping me with some weird stuff. And you guys know I have weird stuff anyway, right? Hey, Chris. But she's been helping me with some weird, like I would say like almost like possibly paranormal. You know, it's not like just the flesh and blood stuff. So I'm going to share a video that I got last night before I went on the show, and Chris Marti, who smart. But hi, Aussie Sue.
So I'm gonna give her some cayenne pepper. Come on in, Marti. Welcome.
Hey, Marti.
Get you some cayenne pepper there for you.
I love me some hot stuff. Now, come on. That's,
right.
How are you tonight? Thank you for having me back.
Oh, absolutely. So Operation Camera is in force.
All right.
So we're going to put them out for a couple of weeks and see what's going to happen. So
you know what he's talking about, Marti? Yeah. Now, how long do do you have any idea how long the batteries last?
Some last up to 5 months or longer.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, good. Hey,
so
Sean.
Yes.
Yeah. Are they the lithium batteries?
Yes.
Or they're just the
Yep. They sure are. So I know.
I am curious though.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard, doesn't mean it's true, but I've heard that lithium batteries, because they emit some sort of something, don't even know what that something is.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if maybe you took 1 or 2 of those cameras and just put regular batteries in them.
I'm putting Duracell in some of them. Yes.
Yeah. I know you and I are like always thinking alike there, Grizzly, you know?
So I got a mixture of different types of cameras, different types of IRs and infrared. Awesome. Some doesn't have infrared or IRs. Awesome. So I'm going to put them up at different angles in trees where if you're 10 or 12 feet, you still probably can't reach them.
Cool.
So we're gonna do some different tactics and some funnels and see what happens. So
Chris is saying no. I guess I'm 100% wrong. So I don't know.
Yeah,
So I may not get anything, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? I may get rocks thrown at them. They do get some of them get audio too with video. Some gets video and pictures. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
So but I am going to go out looking for traces and tree formations and structures and prints while I'm out there and do some scouting around. So it's going to serve some other purposes as well.
So Chris is saying not saying it's not good for the camera function. See, I don't know.
But I know a lot of people, they get their cameras taken down. Mm-hmm. They get their cameras bitten. They get their cameras ripped and thrown 50, 60 yards from where they're at. Mm-hmm. They get sticks waved in front of them. They get fingers. They get captures of hair in front of the lenses. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
Some very, very interesting photos that people
Ooh.
share, that people don't generally share. And if anybody wants to see some really interesting, like portal type photos, hit me up and I'll share in private. I don't, they're not my photos, so that's why I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
mean, we're talking like one of the photos that I have that someone sent to me, it looks like a portal, like side angle of a portal where it's like it's like it's opening up, and then like it because it was like, I guess it triggered, the camera was one that like triggered by motion. So it looked like the side view of a portal, not like you're looking in, like at, you're seeing it like from the other, like it's weird. It's so weird. I've seen some really interesting photos. So they're out there. Just not a lot of people show them and share them.
Well, and it's like, because most people, I would be hesitant. I'm hesitant to share some of this stuff because it's like, I look like I'm crazy. Like this, what?
Yeah.
Sean had asked
or people think you're it's AI or it's photoshopped or something like that.
You guys know, I don't even know how to. I didn't even know there was a difference between lithium
somebody thinks I'm putting these out because I'm going hunting.
Oh, Mama. Does your mama think that?
Well, I mean, you're hunting, but you're hunting for evidence, right? You're not you're hunting the truth, right? You're seeking truth.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to be looking for a lot of deer tracks while I'm out there too, just letting you know. So you got to be patient.
Yes, because it may not work this time, but I think it's going to be.
Right?
She's like, how many are you putting out? And I'm like, just a few. She's like, how many?
I've got 2 cameras that are satellite ones where you can like set them up and then watch them from home, like a camera, like a security camera. Like, I just have nowhere to put them.
Oh,
I don't know where to stick them, but that's okay.
There's some questions in that that I just want to answer. So Sean had asked if I put where was that? Let me find that. If I had put cameras, where is it? Oh, has Barb set up cameras in hot spots yet or at all before? I have pretty much the perimeter, not the perimeter, the side, the whole from the front to the back. The side that they're on is now there's only maybe 10 feet that isn't on my cameras. Okay. When we tried to put the my husband has put a game camera up, and all they did was they didn't do anything but throw like pine cones and little gravel at the security camera, and Grizzly saw that like all night long. So they knew right away. And we thought, my husband was like, oh, maybe, hey, we're going to trick him, and because he had a ladder out there doing work, and he said, maybe if I just set it on the ladder or attach it to the ladder. No, so they definitely knew. But anyway, so that's, and then Eric had asked about, let's see, where was that other question? Eric Thompson, what is it when you feel like you're underwater but not actually in the water? Eric, are you talking about like when you're out in, in the field? Is that what you're?
No, it sounds like you're getting hit with infrasound.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me. What do you think? What do you think, Marty? Do you have?
I don't know. What is it when you feel like you're underwater but not actually in the water? The only time that I have had that kind of an experience is when I come across like thick energy, very thick energy.
Yes, in the field.
Yes.
But I mean, are you, I mean, I don't know if, Eric, you're talking about like, did you get sick or something like that? Like if you got sick or something, possibly it was infrasound, but if you're just feeling like you're underwater and you're not really sick, but you're just having that feeling in your body, then it's very possible you just hit like a really,
I have to disagree with that, only because I think it depends, honestly, because with my experience, I think the only time that I had this, and I think it depends on, the amount. People have told me the amount of infrasound that they're hitting you with, because the only time that I had that feeling is when it was right after after I heard the grunt, the two grunts, and I was in the area where I say, like, now the birthing hut, the little wood igloo, and I felt like being in a dream where you're trying to walk, but you can't walk, and everything. And I guess it would be like being underwater. So, but I never felt sick to my stomach. I just felt very disoriented, very, very disoriented. Like, I don't know if I could have found my way out of there if they didn't, I think, let me, almost. So, so that maybe that's what, but now I know some people, a lot of people.
He says, like underwater, not sick. He's like, I thought maybe walked into a portal, maybe by accidentally or something.
Hey, that's always a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know everything. I don't know any. I don't know any. Look, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't. Well, yes,
No,
don't say that, because you really helped me with some things. I just want to tell them quick. So I sent something to Marty last week, because, like I was telling Grizzly beforehand, I don't like to talk about a lot of this stuff on the air, the weird stuff that happens, because some people don't believe in it. Some people think it I feel like it in some people's eyes, it almost like damages your credibility. I don't feel that way, but so there's been this thing showing up on my deck camera, and it almost looks like this little bald head that's peeking over the side, and it's there now almost every single time that I look. And I had asked you about it. I always go, Robin and Jen, I always ask them. They both said they thought maybe interdimensional, maybe Sasquatch. They couldn't tell. You picked up on female energy, Sasquatch. And I sent her. Yeah.
And what I saw, what I could see was that, because you had sent me kind of like a photo that showed like a general direction of where I should be looking.
Yes, right.
But I literally asked you, I said, is it in this particular exact location? Because that's where I saw it.
And you were right. Yep. So you saw that. Yeah. And I had gone out and I shined a flashlight on it, tried to take a picture of it. Nothing. I could see it on my camera, and I could see it on my phone camera, but I couldn't. It's the weirdest thing. I could not see it. So what I want to just show tonight before we get into your stuff, Marty, is I want to show you this like amazing thing that I got last night. But Chris, I don't think, are you going to be able to, I sent it to you in Messenger, Chris, if you could play them. I'm sorry, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do
you're
it.
Fine. Yeah, let me pull up my Facebook.
It's hard without having the two screens.
I will tell you too, Barb, that I got 2 more pieces of information.
Oh, okay.
After it was last night, you talked about it, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
As soon as you started talking about it, I got 2 more pieces of information for you from them.
Really?
Because because after the show was over, I did, some meditation before I fell asleep, and I got 2 more pieces of information for you too. So, but I don't want to tell you that until after you.
Okay.
Now, do I do the first video or the second video?
The first one is what it is that I could see this thing on camera, right?
All right. So do the first one first.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let me pull up the first video, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pause it.
This is from my home security camera. I can see it's in our front yard. And this is the one that we've moved the location within the last 2 weeks. And this thing looks like it's laying there. And I was saying, when I sent it to the guys, I said, it looks like he thinks he's a centerfold or something, because he's literally like laying there every night. A couple people have said that it's definitely a Sasquatch.
Okay. Now where should I be looking at?
Oh wait, I can't. Okay. The 2 trees, right? Just
right
to
here?
the left, right there. Yeah.
Right here?
Yep.
So I can blow that up.
Yes. Yeah. Now what?
Okay,
so
here we go.
Yep.
Let me back out. Let me hit play, then I'll blow it up.
Okay. Yeah. And if you can, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but there's literally like 1 or 2 little things. There's actually something standing behind it. Can you see that thing standing? It's right behind his head. So his head is toward the tree. And there's, can you see that? And okay, so now here I'm shining the flashlight. Watch, it just like it like disappears, but you can still see like you can still see the outline. See what I'm saying? Like what? I don't understand, but it's completely gone.
Yeah, the light,
right?
it's like the light is, it's weird. It's like the
Yes.
light's not shining on it.
So
Yeah.
shining on it. But
Yes.
you're right.
But it's
Around, like
not-
around it, but
weird.
not on it.
Yes.
It's not illuminating
let me-
that area.
Let me repeat it, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Watch when she did I hit play? Yeah, okay. Watch the light when she hits that spot.
That's weird.
See how it doesn't?
Yes. Yeah. Like it's not there, but it is. You can see the outline. I don't.
Huh.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I thought, all right, I'm going to take my dog out. I hope my daughter never watches this because she'll kill me. But I thought so that's the next video is me. I take the dog out to see if the dog's going to react. And he does, but he's not like terrified. He's like running up like, and then like stops and then looks over that way. And then is like sniffing the ground. It's like he's, what do they call it? Like signaling or what's the,
alerting.
Like alerting, like he's alerting. And then normally he'll go over to the left where this thing is to just, pee, do his business. But no, he goes over to the right. It's like, he's not going over there. And then when he was done, he wanted to go right back in. So it was like, he was alerted, but he wasn't terrified, but yeah, you'll see how he does stop and react. Like even look at it. I could see this on my phone. It's evident. You could from a different angle. Okay. I could see it on my, obviously on the security camera. Yeah. So there's the dog. Oh, can you back it up just a little bit, Grizzly? Oh, I hope I didn't.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Cause I want to show you how he comes he's like running up. Yeah. Just back it up a little bit. How he comes running up there. Okay. See that. Okay. So then he's like, whoa, wait. Wait. And he's like looking. And then obviously that's me. And I'm like, what in the world? And there was like nothing there.
And do you have any daytime photos, what that area looks like during the daytime?
Yes. And there, yep. And all, yeah. There's nothing there. If I can get right now I'm running on my phone is my hotspot because my internet is out. So I'm worried. I don't want to like kick myself off.
Yeah.
But
So is there at any point on any of the videos that you see movement from that area, or it's just
I see that thing move? I see it move, and I see little like things, like looks like it's like coming up to it, like walking up to it, and yeah, that thing will move. One night I felt like it kind of like raised its arm, almost like it was saying hi to me, and it usually it's laying. I think it's like kind of, like in this position, but now see, I think it looks like it's crouched. It's a little bit of a different, I'm not sure though. I don't know, but this is just so weird because like I said, I could see it on my phone and with my phone, it was like, although I was pretty close to it, it was like everything was pixelated where it was. So I didn't see like a clear, like you can even see here, it's much clearer. My phone was all pixelated. So I don't know. Bizarre.
See, that's what I'm thinking about. What's going to happen if I capture anything with the cameras? If it's going to be pixelated or so,
and you might.
Or are they just going to stay away from them? So
yeah. Standing Stones wants to know: can you point to the image? Can you point to the image on it?
Oops.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to go back.
Well, it's interesting. Especially, I mean, even if there was nothing there, because when you put your light on it, if there's nothing there, it would just show that there's nothing there.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost whatever is there isn't, like the light isn't hitting it.
It didn't shine through.
Right.
No. Yeah.
So weird. So you would think because it didn't shine through, something is definitely there, but yet whatever is there, it didn't illuminate the.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so weird.
It certainly is. Yeah. So there's the thing. And I don't know if it's in this one, but I'll try to get some good, like a good video of it, and share it on on our show on breaking news next week, and on my. So yeah,
Wild.
Just so let's see what the audience has to say, because it looks like they have some good. All right. Yep. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. I like that Bigfoot in the Marty. Eric is saying here. I'll go. I like that Bigfoot in the background.
And, thank you.
Yeah. And you're right. And standing stones, I learned to never feed into anything negative. And that's definitely what I try. Same, because I'm very, I've had bad experience. I've had 2 bad experiences with negativity. And I definitely, now, yeah, I see a dark image and almost look like a dog, like Dogman ears. And that is exactly what I said to several people, but they said no. They felt no, that didn't have Dogman energy. I have no idea. Raymond said, yeah, it looks like a black hole absorbing the light. And that's exactly, yeah.
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 I'm just going to tell you right now.
Okay.
The 3 individuals that are there on your property, those particular 3 in particular, there's not a dog man that's ever going to get near you.
Okay. Well, that's good. Oh, you're not the first person that said that. And this, you know what, the same way with alien, that's what Jennifer Appleton had said. Don't worry about aliens, because they're not going to get anywhere near you now with them guarding you. So, anyway, but yeah, I say the same thing. I felt like I could see a pair of pointy ears. I do. Yeah.
But you got to remember too, it's a very there's a lot of brush and there's, plant material around. So sometimes because they do try to use plant material to hide or kind of conceal, So I do think that, it's very possible that people that are maybe seeing dog ears, it's just the way, maybe leaves are there, or they're hiding behind, and it just kind of can give a shadow effect or kind of thing. I do not pick up any dogmen in your area anywhere near you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do agree that I see the pointy ears, but like you said, it's and I think Standing Stones had asked, it's sometimes it seems like it's laying over, like imagine like a centerfold, you know what I mean? Like where they're laying on their side, like on their elbow is what it is, how he normally just lays there. But then I'm sorry, Grizzly. But
to me, that makes sense. And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Yeah.
Because because the way I view those kind of situations, it's almost like they try to kind of blend in with what's around them. Well, what's normally on the ground that they're going to be are like trees or logs, right? Like, so I get why they're doing that, or they're always like, down crouched behind a log or what. So to me, that doesn't sound weird at all. To me, it would make so much sense that he would be laying there on his side because he wants to see what's going on, but he's pretty much in the open.
Yes, comfortable position. But I wouldn't have seen him I would have never seen him if we didn't move the camera to where it is now. And he's been there just about every night. Time. Yep, every time I look. So yeah. So that's anyway. So thank you for your insight on that. Thank you for so that's what you had heard.
Well, what I picked up after your show last night was when you were talking about it, was literally, it was like you had said that the female that you saw that was holding the baby.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not the mom.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
And that's why she's the one that is coming around you for the motherly energy.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna make me cry. Wow. Should she lose her mom, I guess? Probably. Oh, did you hear that, Grizzly? That's what Marty thinks, that Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she told me that last week, and
Oh, I got
wow.
chills right now. I have chills
Yeah.
right now. Oh,
Wow. I know, me too. Oh my gosh. Wow.
yeah.
And so then there's
Like
there
she
needs
knows she knows what she needs to do. Like she knows naturally what to do. She's just, I think that, because remember I had told you when you and I had originally when we had talked and when I
Mhm.
had connected with those
Mhm.
three, that I'm sorry, I glitched. With she's just about ready to go on her own.
Okay, yes. Mhm.
So the only other, so I think now, like she's pretty much, she's gonna stay there probably at least until that one's big enough to travel, because she'll take it
Okay.
with her.
Oh, hi, Sharon. Oh, that's cool.
Hi,
That's great.
Sharon.
Aw.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So, Marti, how did you how did you get into this this field, this
You just like
area of,
everything.
yeah, like what drew your interest? Yeah.
Yeah, I just I had a sighting, a nighttime sighting back in 1986.
Okay.
But I had believed it before I had that sighting. It was just something down here growing up, people talk a lot about, and there were a lot of supposed sightings down here, and word gets around, and it was kind of like, oh, I always believed it. I always
Mhm.
thought about it. I've always had paranormal stuff and alien stuff and all. I've always had that my whole life, ghost type stuff.
Okay.
But I never thought I would ever, see anything. And then I had a nighttime sighting in 1986, and that totally changed my mind. And, I mean, I used to bring my kids up, like, because it's not like it ever stopped us from being out, going out, or taking the kids out. It was just something like, hey, stay in the, like we would go out camping at night and the kids would sleep in the back of the truck. And I'd be like, don't get out of the truck.
Is that where you
Somebody
saw
will
it? I
get
don't mean to, is
you,
that where you saw it?
And whoo,
Yeah. Were you
you
camping? Is
know,
that where you saw it? Marti, is that where?
no, we were actually, it was before I had my children. It was
Okay.
so many years ago. But we were actually, my first husband was very like, Crocodile Dundee type dude.
Okay.
So we used to go out to the Everglades and drive the levees at night to get
Oh.
to catch snakes.
Mhm.
I know this sounds
Okay.
weird,
No.
but that's what we were doing, and we were
Uh-huh.
driving a levee. It's kinda like a service road down here,
Yeah.
but there's nothing on
Mhm.
each side, and it was, so we're just and it's one lane. You couldn't pass another vehicle, on it. If you came up against, came and hit somebody head, like they're heading towards you and you're heading
Yeah.
towards them, like you can't pass each other.
Yeah.
So, we were just driving the levee. It was really late at night. I mean, it was probably 1, 2 in the morning, and we're driving out, and he had the headlights on, not the brights, like regular lights. And it just, it was like on all fours at first. Like when it first kind of came up and I saw some movement, it came up and on all fours, and it was like
Mm.
solid black and huge. And then as it came up, it like did this weird transition. I can't really describe it. Like it did this very strange transition from on all fours, as it happened in one smooth movement. It just kind of went from all fours up and then
Um,
was in the middle of taking a step. It took a step in the middle. It turned and looked at us, and then took another step and was down and over the other side.
oh
And
wow.
it was, at first, like I thought first, I knew it was weird because I know where we were, and there are no bears there. There's no bear.
Mhm.
There are no bear where
Mhm.
this happened.
Mhm.
And the only other thing in my mind, I kept thinking, well, it was a panther. Maybe it was a black panther. And then I'm like, it was freaking 10 times the size of a panther. It's like, no way it was that. And the other strange thing was when it looked at us, because it was taller than the headlights, right? It was,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
about 8.5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like gigantic, but it was bulky. It was huge and bulky, kind of like a patty style, right? Like a patty
Wow.
look to it.
Yeah.
But when it turned and looked at us, its eyes glowed like it were illuminated from the inside out, and they were red. And they were red. And it was the weirdest. It was just the strangest, like, and the only way to get turned around was we would have to go all the way to the end of the levee and then turn around. There's like a little roundabout down there, and then you would turn around to head back. And he starts to go forward to go to, and I'm like, no, back it up, buddy. We're not going down there. No, no.
Oh my God.
I made him reverse through all the way.
Don't blame you. Oh my gosh.
I was like, no.
Wow.
I mean, you know, so I knew they were out there, but it didn't stop us from going. I didn't feel at any time that, even though I was scared of it, of what I had just seen, I was afraid, but it wasn't aggressive. It just literally looked, it just like in the middle of stride, stopped, looked at us, turned around, took its step, and it was gone. Like nothing, like, oh, you're there? Oh, okay. And went about its business. It wasn't giving off it didn't make a noise. It didn't whistle. It didn't like hoot, holler, whoop, nothing. It didn't growl. None of that. It was just like, oh, you're there? Oh, okay.
Wow. Is
That's like a levee. That's
okay?
Kind of what it looks like. Kind of what it
Okay.
looks like.
Yeah. So
Like
you're on the roads, like to the right.
Wait, no, that's like a hot. No, that's not exactly what it looks like. But
somebody send that to me just for give a mental image.
Yeah, but it's like in the area that we go to, and that I've done a lot. I did a live actually a few months ago. Matt and I went out there because we were going to go check out the spot where I had my sighting. Interesting though, I guess the Army Corps of Engineers has decided to make some changes out there, and literally where the spot is that I had they literally took a whole section out. You can't even get there by car anymore.
Whoa! Wow!
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Wow.
You can't get there by car anymore.
Wow. And you know, like you said, it wouldn't be a panther or a bear because of the fluid way that it just kind of
stood up. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like at first, like when it's on all fours and you just see like a big black something at night, you know, bear was the first thing that came to my mind. But then when it stood up, you know, it was like, and then afterwards, even after you see something like that, you still sit there in your mind trying to put it in a box, something that you know, something that's in your mental Rolodex that you can go, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
But I had nowhere to, there's two things that could be solid black on all fours. And that's a black panther that are rare. They exist. Okay. I know they do. Have I ever actually laid my eyes on one down here? No. Regular Florida panthers I have seen in the wild. Yes. And the only other thing was a bear. And I knew for a fact there was no way there was a bear in where we were at. I knew there were no bear. Bears can't really survive in the area that we were in because it literally is mainly just all sawgrass and some small little hammocks are like little islands, very tiny islands that are out in this area. Or it's straight canals filled with gators. That's it.
Okay.
So now, did the car lights made the eye shine, or is it about Okay, because
Yeah,
that's what Russ was
biofluorescence.
asking.
Yeah, that's right.
They
That's
were illuminated from the
from
inside out because it was taller than the car. We had a Jeep, but it was just like a regular Jeep. It didn't have a lift kit. It was just like a regular, regular Jeep, nothing special. And it was just like taller than the car. I mean, the lights didn't even weren't even touching the top part of it, the head or anything. The headlights came to the middle of its body.
Wow.
So it was
Oh, wow.
it was really big.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, Brian had said that is similar to the one that he had, that you could just see I think he had to go back to work, I think he said, but that's wow, that's so so then after that, how did you get into into like the active, or did you just start then and just keep it up? And
Well, I had always been, curious about everything. And I would watch everything I could get my hands on that was, Bigfoot related. And of course, I, like everybody else, watched Finding Bigfoot and all of these, types of shows and documentaries. And I came across the community. Actually, I was watching Into the 400, which is a documentary that was Shane Carpenter from Ozark Mountain, Sasquatch. And I had Shane, I don't know, I probably watched Into the 400 like 20 times. Like, it just seemed, it just was, I knew it was real. Like, his documentary for me was a reality. It wasn't a Monster Quest episode where there's you're hearing the growl and you're seeing reenactments and all of that. And so when I saw Into the 400, and it changed the game for me and the way I thought about it. And I thought, I wonder if he has a YouTube channel. And then I found that he had a YouTube channel, and then he hadn't posted anything for like a year or a little over a year, right around that time. But I went on his YouTube channel. I, left him a comment, telling him how much I enjoyed, Into the 400, and it would be, great if he does another, I just left this really nice comment, and he replied. I'm like, oh my gosh, Shane Carpenter just replied to me. Like, it was like that moment for me. Like, and in there, he kind of gave me like a little update, like this little update, like what he's doing in his research. And then he kind of said, you can also see some of my interviews on Bigfoot Odyssey, Sawdust Beast, and there was another one, but I don't remember, but those were the two big ones. So that's how it started for me. I started going into the chats and going to these, these amazing channels, and just kind of learning and meeting everybody. And then I said to my son, I'm like, you got to check this out. I want you to take a look at this. Tell me, am I crazy here, or check this out, right? And I was also listening to Sasquatch Chronicles. I was, that was a big thing for me, all the encounter stories. So after doing all of that, my son kind of gets involved. He gets intrigued. And then he's kind of, how do I say it? Puts me to the test. And he's like, well, how serious are you about doing this? I'm like, I'm pretty serious. And he's like, well, there's an expedition going to be happening. Stacy Brown and putting on an expedition in Mayaka. And I said, okay, let's do it. And so that's how it started. And that weekend was off the chain. We had everything. The only thing, like I said, I tell everybody, the one thing I just still have never experienced is an orb. I have never seen an orb. But I mean, everything. We found hair that weekend. We found prints that weekend. I had a rock thrown at me as I was coming back to camp. I was by myself. We heard, we heard howls. We heard whoops. We had stuff being thrown at our tent all night long. And I have that on audio. I mean, there's, you know, there's like there's an old like an old homesteaders type home that's there on the property as well, and we did some ghost hunting stuff. I got, you know, disembodied, like, you know, voices. I mean, we saw a UFO. We were out on an expedition in Mayaka and saw a UFO. We got back to camp, and Chris knows. Yep, the Pioneer Cabins. That's right. And Ruby Joe, who's on Chris's team, Ruby Joe and Phyllis, they stayed back at the campfire, and we got back and we're walking up. We get out of the car, and she goes, we saw a UFO, and we're like, what? Where? And then they described the exact same thing we saw. So it was like literally every single piece of paranormal, everything happened to us in that 3 days. It was crazy. I don't know. It all happened. And it's not like I don't have the evidence. I have evidence to back all this up. It's not even like it's a story. I got like audio. I've got video. I've got
wow. That's great.
It's
what
awesome.
year was that?
That was, let's see, what are we in?
23.
That was in November 2020.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Everybody, there was some Ryan, he goes by Monster Radio, and I know some of my peeps over that are here in the chats, and I know they know who he is, but Ryan Tremblay. Yeah. Because my son started his own channel, right? So he had a channel, and I was always in everybody else's chats and my son's, and people would come, and Ryan would kept saying to me, no, you should do your own channel. You should do your own channel. And I was like, are you kidding me? I could never do that. I can't do that. I can't talk to like all these people in front of all these people. And my son was like, Mom, you could do this. You could do this. I know you can do this. And he just kept encouraging me. And I'm like, but I don't have anything to say. And he goes, yeah, you do. He goes, you think you don't, but you do. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So that's how it started.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So what would you say was your maybe the best evidence that you I guess have on, you know?
I mean, the best evidence for me will always be the hair.
Oh,
that will always be forever my, you know, I mean, have I got other evidence? I have a lot of other evidence. I think that though is the most important. You know, it's the most important to me. Because it's, you know, it's real, it's tangible, you can feel it, and you know, and it's there. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, prints, you know, like I know, I don't know. Prints are awesome too. I like prints. I also love tree structures, but in Florida, I'm not saying that there are no tree structures here in Florida. I'm just saying in Florida, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to identify something that is man-made or Sasquatch made or hurricane made. You know what I'm saying? Like we have so much of, you know, storms and you just don't know unless it's something that is so elaborate. That you have to literally sit there and be like, wow, and trace and it could take you hours to figure out something. But in Florida, there's just so much.
Roger, look what Roger asked.
No, I don't have anything in my freezer, Roger.
I don't blame you.
Not. If I did, I would say so, but I do not. No.
But that makes
just
sense.
Food, just regular food.
Yeah. Thank goodness. So what was your I guess was there a time where you were ever really scared? Did you ever have an encounter where you were very scared?
Yeah. well, I won't say very scared, but I knew for a fact that it was time to go. And that was the night that I think I had shared with you guys. I can't remember if I did or not. And we, my son and I we were in an area that we go to a lot, but that night his friend, he had a friend that came, and this guy was blasting the Sierra sounds.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah.
oh,
Not good.
And he just kind of rolled up and like had it on, like he rolled up and turned it
Right.
on. It wasn't like he got out and said, "Hey, what do you think about me doing this?" Because I would have been like, "What do you, like, what are you doing?" And they just started throwing rocks at us. And that's how I got the rock with the white hair on it.
Wow.
And they kept getting larger and larger because we weren't listening.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't listening.
Like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. You know,
Wow.
they were, yeah, it was a very aggressive reaction, in my opinion, to what this guy did. Because Matt and I have been back there many, 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 many times. I never felt ever one time, except for the one time that this one guy was not guy, but this one Sasquatch was kind of being obnoxious, kind of paralleling us out, being obnoxious. But he wasn't trying to hurt us. It wasn't. Other than that, I mean, that place I've always had really good, good vibes. So,
wow.
But yeah, that was I can't say I was like terrified, because I wasn't terrified, but I knew it was time to go. You know, I'm like, okay, done. Let's go. We gotta go. It is time. You know,
You can imagine, if they've never heard themselves on a recorder, right? And they think,
but we don't know but we have no idea what that says.
What they're
We don't
saying,
know.
right?
And that is what that is a chance that you take. Hey, are you a male that is challenging another male in an area? I don't know. Maybe it's a marriage proposal, for goodness sake. I couldn't tell you.
that is what Ron
Right.
Moorhead told me. Be careful what you do, Grizzly, because you don't know what you're saying to them.
Exactly. We have no idea what any of this is. Even playing back a recorded. This is why I don't do it. We've never done it in our research here. We don't play back other people's audio of, I don't care if it's just a whoop or a howl or whatever. And the reason we don't is you don't know what the reaction is going to be. Or you just told one you cheated with his girl. Exactly.
Yeah, that would be.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But you just don't know. Like you have no idea. So I just, it's something that I just don't. I don't subscribe to that.
I wouldn't want to do it. And when you hear people that have like Ron Moorhead that said, don't do it. Definitely don't play the Sierra sounds. Definitely. Because there was a special that he was on, and he said, what was it? The Alaska something. And he said, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he actually said it on my show as well when I interviewed him, and we talked off air. He was like, "Yeah, Grizzly, I wouldn't do it."
Yep.
Yeah. It's actually dangerous. It's like if Grizzly went to Chris's house and says, pack your stuff, Chris, because I'm moving in.
Yeah.
Chris would be like, oh wait, hold on though. I have to pack up my command center. I got to take my command center with me. But Chris would be like,
no,
I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, it's like you're in their home and you're in their space, and to be disrespectful.
Yes. Right.
It's just not on my. It's not in my wheelhouse to do that. I just can't. See,
I don't think
Chris.
Yeah. I don't think it doesn't seem very, smart. I mean, whatever, I know people do it. And if you want to elicit a response, then, but you just, be careful what you're going to get. So wow. I totally agree. So you had said that there was something that you wanted to talk to us about, which I think is really interesting information. Some research that you've been doing. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, we can talk about it, but I will tell you right now. That's why I was late, okay? Because I came home.
Cayenne pepper attacked you.
Yeah. It wasn't cayenne pepper, though. It wasn't. But I don't know what happened to my files. I've got some files.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have that.
So
That is too-
I had to scramble and call my,
Oh.
and have my son resend the files to me. I
Okay.
have them. Problem is, they're not in order.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we can show them. It doesn't, I can show
Whatever
you.
you want to do. If you want to talk about whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Whatever
So back in, actually, we can at least show. I know which page is page 1. So I can at least put that up so people can see it's real. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making it up. Hold on 1 second. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, I came home and went to find my files and get them all nice and neat and ready to go, and they were gone. And I don't know what caused it. All right. So let's see here. Oh. I almost clicked right out of there. Y'all almost lost me.
We get you back.
All righty. You got that, Grizzly?
Yes.
Okay. So back in 1978, there was a Florida House representative. Oh my gosh, my brain just went dead. His name was Paul Knuckles. That's it. Paul Knuckles. And what he did was he actually did it. He tried to do it twice. This is the first bill. He also in the next session of the legislature, he tried to get this bill passed a second time, and both times it didn't happen. But basically, the bill he tried to pass were to protect the skunk apes. Were to protect them, and so people wouldn't bother them or try to hunt them or capture them in any way. So the evidence that I have, this is page 1 of the bill this is page 1. I have 7 pages altogether. And basically it's kind of the minutes of the meeting and kind of interesting. It talks about it literally in there. They're all having this discussion. And he's like, well, we've had all these sightings and we've had all of these, some of them are police officers and some of them are, we've gotten photos sent to us and letters sent to us and this is happening and that's happening. And he's kind of laying it all out, and it's so strange because at no time did any of these other people say, I don't think they're real. Like the whole conversation that they're having with each other is all about, yeah, we know they're real, but should we do anything about it? Kind of an attitude. And then of course, neither bill got passed. And later on in his career, after he left, serving as a Florida representative, because he was an attorney, somehow he got supposedly disbarred because it sounded to me like the research I've done, he got set up.
Oh.
And he was disbarred supposedly for an illegal real estate deal. Which doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
But I think, did I ever show you guys, and did we ever talk about the pamphlet that's for the Lower Swanee area where it talks about that it's illegal to take skunk apes and all of that? Did I ever share that with you guys?
I haven't seen that. Have you seen that, Grizzly?
No,
I haven't.
Yeah.
All right. I will share that. And we will talk about that.
I know some Washington State, there's a couple of states now that have against the harassment and capture and harm of Bigfoot Sasquatch. So he had good, something good going on. Just couldn't get it. Couldn't get it through. It sounds like the G-Man, doesn't it?
It does always.
Yep.
All right. Let me zoom in on this so you can hang on 1 second. Get it centered here. All right. I think you guys can see that. Now, this pamphlet, this is the most recent. This is the 2023. This is for this year. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. There. Is it back up?
Yes.
Okay. So if you look over here on where it says hogs, no size or bag limit for hogs, at the very, very end of it, it says
skunk ape, swamp or skunk
Wow.
Now, the interesting thing about this piece of information and this pamphlet, so in Florida, I have no idea how it works in any other state. I'm only going to talk about Florida. So in Florida, we've got all these different areas, right? Some of these are governed by the state, or the county that you live in, or some of them are considered federal, right? So they're governed by if it's a national forest, that means it's governed by the federal law. Okay, the laws of the whole country, right? It's federal law. This area is in the Lower Swanee, which is actually probably not that far from Chris. This area is actually a national like area. So it's governed by so this is not, a lot of people, there's a misconception that this particular pamphlet is put out by the state of Florida. It's not. This is actually for this area. It's actually it's put out by, and let me scroll up so you can see that I'm not fibbing. It's put out by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Oh, wow.
So to me, this is a piece of evidence that is not just
G-Man. G-Man knows what's up. Wow. Yeah, that's
so by federal penal code, then they have to have a statute describing what a swamp or skunk ape is defined as.
Exactly. Somewhere.
Yes.
Wow.
But they, in this pamphlet, hid it under the section that says hogs.
Or specific, yeah. And it's at the end, like an afterthought kind of.
Yeah. Kind of like in the middle of a bunch of junk that nobody really looks in, reads and whatever.
Nobody's gonna go, yes. And by the way,
no taking of any swamp or skunk apes.
Because any state, federal, county, municipality has to have a definition of what that skunk ape or swamp is.
And disclosing it in this manner also gives them the right to come and take it if you get one.
Oh. Wow.
Right, Grizzly?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
It's a very, very and every year it's been there. I think I have 4 versions of this, and every single year it says the exact same thing. It's not like they're taking it out. And I had this very interesting conversation with a FWC officer one day. He and I were having a 45-minute.
Was there a phone number on there?
I think so. Let me look. Hold on. I'll send it. Oh, well, I can give it to you. What do I care?
I was going to call it.
You can call it.
We want to know what the definition is.
That's right.
That's true. Where is this identified?
Well, when I talked to this FWC officer, here was the interesting thing. When I spoke with this gentleman, we had a whole conversation about Bigfoot, skunk ape, blah, blah, blah. And he thought I was a little kooky, and that's okay. But long story short, he ended up He had no idea this was in that pamphlet. And he said to me, he said
Oh
he'd
my
been doing it about 7 years, that he'd been doing
Wow.
this about 7 years. He had never heard of that being, and that area, the Lower Swanee, is one of his areas that he
Oh my
patrols
gosh.
and works. So I found it very weird that, and I said to him, I said, I planted a seed. I said, oh, so you have literally you have no idea? Like you didn't
Yeah.
know it was in there? And he's like, nope, I had no idea.
What's the
Wow.
number?
Let's see if I can pull it up here.
I'm trying to blow it up. I can't on my
Yeah.
side. What?
800.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, my contacts are bad. Wait one second. Hold it up a little bit here. 344
Okay.
9453. And then
Welcome to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, a federal agency within the Department of the Interior. Our customer service center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, except for federal holidays. For 24-hour information, we invite you to visit our website at www.fws.gov. That's www.fws, as in Fish Wildlife Service, .gov. To better assist you, please listen to the following 6 menu items. For situations involving abandoned, injured, or nuisance wildlife, press 1. For hunting and fishing licenses, regulations,
We'll go
for
with number
assistance,
1.
abandoned, injured, or nuisance wildlife, please contact your local animal control office. You can find your local animal control office. Your call is being transferred to a customer service representative. This call may be monitored and or recorded for quality assurance.
Don't get.
Thank you for calling U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. This is Danielle speaking. May I ask what state you're calling from?
I am calling from Kentucky. How are you doing?
Good. And where did you find our phone number today?
On a pamphlet. I'm going to Florida, and I got a problem.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about it.
What is a skunk ape?
I'm sorry, what's a what?
A skunk ape. It says underneath hogs. I can take hogs, but not a skunk ape or a swamp ape or something.
Is that on a regulation somewhere?
Yeah, it's on your all's pamphlet.
Is that for a national wildlife refuge?
Yes.
What's the name of the refuge?
It's on your all's U.S. pamphlet. It talks about hunting regulations and stuff, and what bag limits and hunting limits, and I know
What's the name of the wildlife refuge that the pamphlet comes from?
your all's department. That's why that's got your phone number on it.
Yeah, so there's like over 500 national wildlife refuges, and each one of them will have some of their own different regulations based on the local ecology and the wildlife there, and they'll be very specific to the location. So the best person to answer that would be the refuge. And
Are you talking like Bigfoot?
no.
What? I think that's what skunk ape is, isn't it?
There are 7 refuges within Kentucky. There's Clark's River, Green River, Kentucky Eco.
No, this is in Florida.
Mississippi Valley.
Lower
In
Swanee.
Florida.
Lower
says.
Swanee. Lower Swanee.
Swanee.
Yes.
All right, one moment. I'm on the fws.gov website searching for that location. Refuge. Oh boy, there's 30 of them.
Yeah, but it says right underneath the hog section, it says at the very end, a swamp or a skunk ape. That's Bigfoot.
I can't answer that. I'm only directory assistant for the 88 programs of Fish and Wildlife. I can't give answers for anything Fish and Wildlife. My resource is the fws.gov website.
Well, who I need to talk to? Because this is wild. Because if I'm going to go to Florida, I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm trying to find the refuge. The Lower Swanee.
Yeah, but you see it where it says about hogs?
Page. Do you have a pen and paper or a note in your phone to take down their phone number or email so they can better answer their regional questions for you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. The phone number is going to be 352 493 0238. And their email address is their name, Lower Swanee at fws.gov.
But what do you think a skunk ape is, though? Do you think it's Bigfoot?
I'm not allowed to tell you what I think. I can only give you resources.
Oh, come on. Nobody's going to know.
Information.
It's okay. It's just us.
And I do get audited. So,
well,
is there anything else I can assist you with, though?
Just go,
Okay.
So you did confirm it. That's what I thought, too. Thank you.
Fish and Wildlife Service.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
And good luck with your inquiries.
All right. Bye-bye. Y'all didn't think I was going to call, did you? I was going to tell y'all, don't get me laughing.
My new hero, also
Chris had to get in on this too, I guess.
I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to miss this.
Y'all get me laughing.
Oh, wait, there is another number. There is another number on that
Who
pamphlet.
are we calling? Are we calling the other place now?
Yeah.
Wait, do I still have it? There was another number.
She wanted to talk.
She did.
You know, we're the talk of the office right now.
Oh, you should have heard how they reacted to me when I called and asking questions too. They were laughing. This one lady busted out laughing.
What'd she say? I get audited?
Yeah. Probably.
Apparently, they've had this problem before.
This is one of those black hole numbers.
Yeah.
What was the number she gave you?
352-493-0238.
And then yeah, that's the other number that's on the pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's extension 224, but it's not even answering.
Not even answering. Yeah.
There's a number to text.
No, I want to talk to somebody.
Oh wait, it says call or text. 703. Or was that the first one?
No, 703
622
622
3896.
All right, here we go.
This is great.
Her reaction was priceless.
Wasn't it?
Her reaction was priceless.
Yes.
She was finally cracking up at the end.
Oh, good luck with your inquiries. That's going to be my tagline.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Andrew. Please leave a message or text me as I may be out of cell signal. Thank you.
At the
What?
tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, this is Chris. I'm traveling, and you can contact me at 502-612-5978, 502-612-5978. Man, I got a question. I need some help. He's probably going to get that and be like, what the hell? Now, if this phone rings, we're answering it.
Yeah.
If he's going to get that message, but I better call this son of a bitch back. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, that's great. Oh my gosh. I did.
I'm going to call him back just to see if he'll pick up.
yeah, he might. You never know.
Just blow his phone up until he answers.
I had to talk to so many people. I think I called this one, and this one told me to call this one, and this one told me to call this one. They gave me like, I don't know, I think I had to call 6 people before I finally got an actual officer.
And what'd they say?
He said he had no idea that it was in the pamphlet.
Oh, that's the one.
Hi, this is Andrew. Please leave a message or text me as I may be out of cell signal. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Andrew, I hope you get cell service soon. I need to talk to you. There we go.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Lord knows it's going to be burned down my front door in a few minutes.
You better get the cayenne pepper ready for them.
Yeah.
Men in
For the
prison,
people
MIB
who
are
knock on
coming.
your door later.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like,
This is good.
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it's probably somebody in the basement of the FBI.
Yeah, right.
An alphabet soup agency is
Yeah.
gonna show up.
Yeah, I believe
We
it.
traced a phone call asking about a skunk
Yeah.
ape to the
Don't mess with
Well-
the FWC. FWC is worse than the FBI around here. They will mess you up.
And yeah, because we don't have any bigger problems in the nation, right? Than this. Who's that guy calling about what a skunk ape is or a swamp ape?
OMG. That was the best.
I really thought she was gonna say something at the end. She wanted to so bad.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to.
Well, let me put it this way. I talked to so many people. She didn't really seem to be that shocked
Mm-mm.
that you were
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
audited. Just say mm-hmm. Just say mm-hmm. It's the only thing I want
I
to know.
wonder if there are any other pamphlets for any other national parks or whatever in other states that say the same thing in theirs. Because why would it just be in ours? Why would it just be in one that's for in our
Yeah.
area? You know what I
And the
mean?
Swanee. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's
right.
because it's put out by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I wonder if
I'll
it's
have to
anywhere
ask
else.
my son-in-law, he's gonna be my son-in-law in 2 months. I'm gonna ask him about it.
If
'cause he's a
it
park ranger.
wouldn't be a crime,
Is he calling?
Ringing?
yes. Oh my God. Hello.
Hi, is this Chris?
Yes, this is Chris. Freaking car warranty. Man, I got all
Of
excited for nothing, getting ready to
Of
put it on
course.
speakerphone.
That's probably one of our listeners over here. Prank calling you.
Man, is that was it, Eric?
It was
Was
Catherine.
that you
I bet.
calling me? Man, I got all excited, block number, man. I was like, oh man, here it is.
Wait, was that really Catherine?
Yeah. What was it, Kathy?
I don't know. I was just throwing
Oh,
it out
not
there.
our Catherine. Catherine, was that you?
Well,
Could've been
what
Aussie.
you kind of wanted to.
Oh man.
Man, I got all excited, man.
Me
My hands were
too, me
shaking. No
too.
caller ID. I'm like, it's it. It's it.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So what do you have to say, Chris Hensley? Thanks for joining us.
Exactly.
It says open door right on your name of your
Yep,
thing.
yep,
So
no,
it's like, I gotta jump in on this one. This one's hilarious.
It was too much for you to resist.
Yes.
Yeah, Catherine, y'all
Indeed.
remind me of the old days before caller ID. We played pranks and just laughed. I mean, other folks did, not me. Oh, I was queen of pranks back in the day. I don't think I could do that now. I guess I could, but probably not. I don't know.
Just put
Maybe not
Grizzly
on-
up to
Well,
it. You'll be
if
fine.
it wasn't a crime, I would call Fish and Game Life's dispatch
Yeah.
and mess with them for a few minutes over the phone, but they'll get me on some kind of misdemeanor charge or
Right.
something, you know?
Right. Yep.
So, but yeah. So,
Yeah. But she's.
I wonder if
can
you called back and got a different person, if you can get somebody else to spill the beans or say something
Yeah, maybe
different.
if you hit a different option, because you hit option 1.
yeah, wild animals or something.
I don't
What was
remember.
her name?
I got a wild animal get in my trash can.
Welcome to the
I
U.S.
tried
Fish and
using cayenne
Wildlife
pepper,
Service,
but it didn't
federal
work.
agency within the
Yeah,
Department
nope.
of the Interior.
The Department of the
Our customer
Interior.
service center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, except for federal holidays. For 24-hour information, we invite you to visit our website at www.fws.gov. That's www.fws, as in Fish Wildlife Service, .gov.
Let's hit 0.
Today, assist, please listen to the following 6 menu items.
Let's see what the 6 are.
For situations involving or nuisance wildlife, press 1. For hunting and fishing licenses, regulations, and federal duck stamps, press 2.
Let's do
For
2.
information about hunting, fishing, and boating licenses are managed by your state Department of Natural Resources or state.
Now.
Your call is being transferred to a customer service representative. This call may be monitored and or recorded for quality assurance.
Worst music ever.
Yeah.
Love you, Eric.
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line.
You need better music.
Yeah.
I'll put you to sleep.
But they're hoping.
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line.
They're probably tracing the phone call.
Men in Black. Woo.
All of a sudden, somebody's knocking at the door.
Yeah, right.
I got kicked out of the show. I thought the show got shut down. I swear to you, that's what I thought. Because I got booted out. And I'm going, oh my gosh, did they shut us down for this?
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line.
Shit.
Well, it was quicker to answer on the animals, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was.
Maybe she sees that it's you and is like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done marked.
He's gonna ask you what a skunk ape is.
Yeah. Is that like a Bigfoot?
Yeah. So it's like a Bigfoot.
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line.
I gotta put my mute.
Thank you for calling U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. My name is Alma. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm calling about the lower Swanee. How you doing?
Of the lower what, sir?
Swanee in Florida. I got a pamphlet about hog hunting.
I'm sorry, sir. You're trying to get in contact with who?
No, I got a pamphlet about hog hunting about the lower Swanee, and it talks about skunk apes. What is a skunk ape? It says I can't take one.
Question.
What is that? Is that a type of hog?
The lower. I believe you're trying to reach your state U.S. Fish and Wildlife. What state are you in?
Well, I'm in Florida right now, but what's a skunk ape? Is that a hog?
No, sir.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't? Do you know what it is? Tell me.
Sorry, I'm not understanding what state.
It says I can take unlimited hogs, but I cannot take a swamp or a skunk ape.
Skunky?
Yeah, a skunk ape. Like a. To me, it's like a Bigfoot. Is that what you're all calling a skunk ape?
I don't know what they refer. They meant to refer in relation to that word, or what they're trying to say.
Well, ask your
Let me go ahead and
supervisor
provide
real
you the
quick.
number to your- Let me go ahead and provide you the contact to your state.
Well, where's your
US Fish and
supervisor
Wildlife.
at? Let's ask them.
Go ahead and get the supervisor.
Okay.
We all had to mute ourselves.
Brian's gonna be so pissed he missed this.
I said, y'all better not get me laughing because once I start, I can't quit. I'm going back. I still know. I still hear you're there, ma'am.
Yes, I'm still here, sir.
Okay. I hear you're breathing. That's what it is, though, isn't it? Is that what a skunk ape is?
I can't say yes or no, sir. I do not happen to know the animal that they're referring to.
Maybe your supervisor knows then.
Unfortunately, I would have to reschedule you a call back, sir. Give me your first and last name as well as your phone number. I can go ahead and have the supervisor give you a call back.
Why do I have to have a call back? Why can't I just hold?
Because I do not have a supervisor I can transfer you to at this time.
And what's your supervisor's name?
I'm not at liberty to share that information. Right?
But why should I give you my information if you can't share that information?
Would you like for me to schedule you for that call back?
Yeah, my name is Chris.
Okay. Can I have a callback number, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, 502 612-5978.
And that is 502-612-5978. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there you go, sir. We'll go ahead and have a supervisor call you back.
And how long will that take?
I do not have a time frame to provide.
Oh, any moment?
Sorry?
How long did you say? I'm sorry.
I do not have a time frame to provide to you, sir.
But what do you think it is?
I cannot give you a time frame, sir.
No, I know you can't give me a time frame. What type of animal is it?
I don't know, sir.
Well, you got to know what it is. You work for the department. I mean, you got to know your animals. Is it a type of hog? Is it an ape? Is it a Bigfoot? Is it a Sasquatch? Is it a Yeti?
I do not happen to know, sir. I'm sorry, I can't answer your question. I do not want to be providing you misleading information.
But what do you think it is, though?
I cannot give you my personal input, sir. Sorry.
Well, I mean, somebody got to know what it is. It's on your pamphlet.
You're more than welcome to go ahead and discuss this concern with my supervisor, and they go ahead and reach out to you. Okay?
But what are you going to do for the next person that calls you, though?
If they would like to be scheduled a callback by a supervisor or they request a supervisor, I'm more than happy to go ahead and do so, sir.
But what happens if somebody else calls you and asks you the question? What are you going to say?
Well, sir, I will address that call the way that I have addressed this.
But we got to figure something out, though. That's not customer service. We got to give them solutions.
Correct. And the solution in this call, sir, is that we will go ahead and schedule you for a callback so that you can go ahead and speak to the supervisor in relation to your concern.
Why? Is this top secret or something?
No, sir, it has nothing to do with top secret.
Well, let's discuss the issue then. Then what is it?
I do apologize, sir. I'm unable to assist you with this request. If there's nothing else I can assist you with, sir, I will be ending this call and moving on to the next caller. Please do go ahead and know that I have already sent out a request for a callback by a supervisor.
But what do you think the supervisor's going to do, though? Are they going to explain what it is?
They'll be able to answer your concerns at their best of their knowledge.
What do you think it is?
You have yourself a good day. Thank you for calling us Fish and Wildlife.
Well, that was no good, was it?
It was hilarious.
She stayed so straight the whole time.
She sure did.
She's not wavering one bit.
Man.
No.
She's a seasoned pro.
Yeah,
They
she sure was.
probably, I wonder if they're like, okay, is this like, are we being like, I don't mean prank, like audited, you know?
Yes,
Like
that's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you might be right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Okay.
boss is shopping me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
held
like-
the line the whole way. I mean, it was like poker face the whole entire time.
The
Mhm.
whole time.
She was a hard dealer.
Oh,
Wow.
she's a tough customer for sure.
Somebody asked when we were on the phone, we were trying to get an answer to what the skunk definition of skunk ape or swamp ape, right, in the Lower Swanee pamphlet of the so we feel it's federal. It's a federal. It's from Florida, right? But it's a federal pamphlet or whatever.
It's a national preserve. So
okay, yeah.
So now I'm gonna have to keep a tape recorder next to my phone after the show.
It's a national wildlife refuge, the Lower Swanee area.
Okay.
So that way, when they do call, I can have it recorded. So,
holy cow!
Yeah, that was great.
That was the
Oh, I
best
will.
time ever.
Hey, you give me a number, I will call. So, I mean, we had information, Marty, on a cold case, and FBI were playing games with me. I told them F you and hung up on them after
Really?
47 minutes. And I was like, I told everybody on the show, I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for my doorbell to ring any minute. So, and then, I called the detective on the case, and he was a prick. And I had him, I had a witness
about
on.
we
I
call-
wish I really recorded that one.
How
'Cause
about
he
we
was like,
call
"Nah."
FWC and just ask them what they say?
I don't care. Give me the number.
All right, hold on. Oh man, let's see. Hold on. I mean, ask. I can't imagine that you could get in trouble for asking that.
We want to know. Yeah, I mean, it says it, right? It's a valid question.
Yeah.
You're going to go hunt down there. You want to know? What are you not allowed to take?
Exactly.
Because you want to
I've
get
got
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Hang on.
800-955-8771.
I have another number if that doesn't work.
Yeah, Grizzly Eric has a good. Yeah, tell him, how am I supposed to know how to identify one if you can't tell me what it is? How do I know what I'm not allowed to take?
You know, you're worried about getting in trouble if you end up catching one.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't identify it, then
right.
Exactly.
Get you in trouble. It's like telling you can't have a batfish and you don't know what a batfish looks like.
Right.
There's no way to identify what a batfish is.
Telephone service for people with hearing loss or speech disability. Please remain on the line to provide the relay operator the phone number of the person you wish to call. Or if you were not trying to reach Florida Relay, please hang up and look for the correct
that's
number.
the wrong one.
Maybe it's mobile.
I've got 850-488-4676.
Thank you for calling the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Our office is now closed.
Yep.
Our normal business
7
hours
p.m.
are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, except for holidays. Please
Next
call
week.
back at that time. If this is a wildlife emergency, a violation, or boating accident, please call 1.
Yeah, I can't do that because then they'll get me on charges.
Yeah, can't do that. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
all right, we tried, ladies and gentlemen.
We tried.
Yeah, isn't that just typical of the G, man? Don't do this, but we can't. We're not authorized to tell you what you can't do, though. So
No opinions. You're not allowed to have an opinion.
yeah.
Wonder what sparked all that to be a policy. Something. People like you.
You know what I should have told her? Well, what happens if I got one laying on the table? That's probably what I should have said. Then watch her, but then like, Now that would
I just want to make sure I don't need to return this thing. You know,
I would imagine she would probably would have hit her light on her desk, like 911, but like, I need a supervisor. You know, a little light been flashing above her head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. It happened. I got one. So yeah.
I got a live one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these people.
Do you really think you're going to get
they got
call
that big
back?
book out
You
and
never
start
know.
calling all these lists of numbers and who to call down the list and who to wake up and
Right?
yeah.
Somebody's beepers going off somewhere.
Yeah, and they got those little credit
like
cards
DC
they break
somewhere.
with the codes in it. And
There's a
phone
guy
numbers,
calling from this number asking about
Yeah.
skunk apes and Bigfoot.
But it's a fair question. Yeah. If you were going down
Seriously.
down there.
what happens if you catch one? You don't even know.
That's
Good
right.
luck.
You wouldn't even know.
It's valid.
Good luck with your inquiries, sir.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna have lots of phone calls tomorrow. I guarantee you that.
No.
So the guy will probably get that message. Skunk Ape ain't calling that, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Easterbrooks, Black Choppers.
Heading your way.
You're not gonna make it to the weekend to put those cameras up.
I know, right? Wouldn't that have been awesome? That girl would have been like, yeah, Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And hung up on me. That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been, yes.
Yeah.
That would have been so amazing.
Yes.
Like
She
said it
wanted
with a
to.
cough.
She wanted to so
She
bad, wanted to
did.
talk.
She really did. Exactly. She really did. She
Yes.
wanted to say something like,
Yes.
Yeah, she was losing control towards the end.
yeah.
Yes.
You could tell she broke a smile on that one. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, we did show a copy of it, right? Yeah, we did show a copy of the pamphlet.
Yeah. Do you need me to show it again? I can pull it back up.
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
she'll re-show it there, Standing Stones.
Yeah, the funny is how it falls in the hog section. Somebody actually showed me that one at the Bigfoot conference earlier this year.
Oh,
First
yeah.
time I saw that.
So anything in law that is defined on in a statute has to be in a definition under a code. And a code is a statute and it has a bunch of numbers in alpha and characters, whatever, describing what a skunk and a skunk ape or swamp ape is. And it will give a characteristics of what it is. So that way they know what a legal definition is. So, and if you look, well, if Marty's got to show up with her mouse,
Right here.
no taking of swamp or skunk apes. So specific hunt regulations. So
Shoot them all. Take hogs. Let's see.
But don't you love how it
In the
starts
hog
out?
section.
It says I love how it starts though. It says hogs, no size or bag limit for hogs. Shoot them all.
Yes. Yeah.
Shoot them all.
It's like so I can shoot anything.
It's right. Shoot them all. Like, I mean, isn't that crazy? Shoot them all.
Take hogs during any season except spring.
spring.
Wait a minute. That's not any season.
I thought we could shoot them all.
Crazy,
so-
right?
Wait, turkey and waterfowl? Is that like a net?
Or is that better?
Yeah, this
Oh,
really
wow.
just a random paragraph all in general, right?
Take hogs
Turkey and waterfowl.
Every season except spring, turkey and waterfowl. That's in the same. Is that in the same sentence?
I guess.
It is.
Yes.
I don't know. It don't make
Oh my
sense.
Gosh! Wow.
Who wrote this?
Yeah.
The same lady we just tried to call.
probably.
Those people. Those G people.
Don't ask me. I don't have an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know if they're talking about turkey and waterfowl there, or are they talking about
I don't-
hogs?
Yeah.
I mean, wow, that is really actually that's bad. Yeah. Is there another
And
section?
then they start talking about archery immediately after that.
Only under the hog section.
So when you go down like legal, like what does it talk? Excuse
It
me.
just talks about just talks about deer.
Okay. Talk about turkeys or water. Okay, here we go. Waterfowl. What is it saying about them? Okay, so then what are they? Did they
It's
just stick
not-
that in there by accident? Oh, brother. Again,
See,
Typical.
I think that's defining the seasons themselves right there.
Okay.
Yeah, archery, muzzleloader.
Yeah. Which, oh boy.
So that's it's
If I end
weird.
up hanging myself in a tree, I wasn't by
No.
accident.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, you're definitely mentally good, right?
No, I'm absolutely.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Got
And
But I think
remember, there'll be other cameras on cameras, so I'll be filmed.
Mm. That's true.
That's
true.
right.
Just try to
But that
trap them in the funnel, Grizzly.
Isn't that just like the way of everything now? Like you can't even. Okay, I should be able to, and I know this is going to sound, this is such a, rhetorical statement, I guess, or question, whatever. Shouldn't I be able to look at a government pamphlet and it make sense? Like, this is what I'm supposed to do if I'm going to go hunting in Lower Swanee.
It would be the same thing as if Grizzly said, can you explain to me what a deer is?
Yes.
Or could you explain to me what waterfowl, what's the definition? What is your definition of waterfowl? What is your definition of a muzzleloader season? Like anything that's there, they should be able to give you a definition of what is. Otherwise, why do you have it in there?
Right. Because if
those might be defined in the laws themselves, but I bet you the skunk ape part is not.
I don't think it is either. I think that it's there to literally be hidden. Otherwise, wouldn't there be a section just for skunk apes? In my opinion, right? There's a section on deer, a section on hogs, a section on waterfowl. It's like they stuck it someplace so that they would have it on record someplace, so that if you got one, they could come and take over and take it from you.
Absolutely.
Like that's what I think it's about.
That's exact. That is
That's 100% what it is.
That the federal government would have jurisdiction over what you got.
Yes. Yep.
Correct. But not just state level, but all level.
Right.
Wow.
Which is also why they don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah. Maybe our next
it
call
doesn't say anything about
our governor.
Yeah. I guess he might be a little
bit in the background. No, I couldn't even look at the screen with you all because the only thing I saw was.
I couldn't help it. I was dying laughing.
I was dying because we're cracking each other up.
I know, and I'm like, thank God y'all had yourself muted because I was getting ready to turn off everybody's mics, right? Where I couldn't hear nothing. Because I was like, man, if I start, I will not be able to stop.
Yeah,
and they're really gonna think I'm messing with them. So,
well, that was excellent, Grizzly. Really,
it was.
Oh, because I could have kept a straight face, that's for sure.
You were hounding that lady too. I couldn't believe she wouldn't bust.
Come on.
She wouldn't bust.
She was gonna hang up on me. I was like, damn.
She basically did. All right, goodbye. Towards the end, she was done. Missing personality.
Yeah.
Oh, that's best. So so I wonder, is that in their training? Like, okay, so what you don't want to do, definitely don't define a skunk ape or a swamp ape. Definitely don't do that.
Well, if something happens and I get one or find one or whatever, hypothetical, I'm not going to let them know.
No. Well, you don't know what it is, so.
If I knew,
if they show up and they want to take it, I'm going to go, what are you talking about? You can't take a skunk ape. Well, guess what? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, see, if I wouldn't have gotten in trouble, I would have been like,
I know what you're saying.
I got one, but what is it? What is a skunk ape? Tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
You definitely would have had black helicopters showing up.
I will twist it around and I'm going to go, well, they're going to say that's a skunk ape or a swamp ape and you can't have it. And I'm going to go define it because I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what I've got. I don't identify it as either one of those things. I call it something completely different. So you can't take it.
Yeah.
Belongs to me. Finders keepers.
Yep. This is hashtag allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. It's always allegedly. Jim comes to my channel now, so he knows the whole allegedly. Everything is alleged.
Just called a redheaded gladesman.
Yes.
With long-haired redheaded gladesman.
Double
Russell's over there. He's like, yeah, so much for the show.
Pulled the plug on your show.
I thought that's what happened. I
got booted out too.
Right? Yep, and I got booted out and I'm going, oh my gosh, did they just shut the show down? Oh my God. Like I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, oh.
I thought y'all left because you're laughing so hard.
No, I
gotta hide.
I'm like, oops, here we go.
You're crying and fixing your makeup or something.
Yeah, that was pretty much there too. Yeah, that was definitely a thing too. Wow. Oh Lordy.
My gosh. Good times.
Yeah, I bet that did bring back some memories for Brian if you went back and watched that.
Yeah.
You know, having that conversation with them. So what are they?
Yeah.
Are they bears, you say? Not Bigfoots?
Yeah.
So, no, they're bears.
I would have laughed if she said bear. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh
So,
can I feed them peanut butter?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, poor Brian he's working.
I
He'll watch it
know.
later.
Yeah.
He told me
would
he'd
have
watch it
loved
later.
This.
Yeah. Well, we tried to get him back for you, Brian, but or Grizzly
Yeah.
tried. I should say, no, we.
At least his wife watched it, right? So
Yeah,
that was a good part.
I wonder if we were to send them a piece of that sweet and low sample, if they would be able to identify for
Can you
us.
identify if is this
We'll
the
probably
skunk
get
pig?
charged with something criminal for
Probably.
sending feces in the mail.
Like something with the mail, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
Some toxic waste.
So let me tell you what happened.
Biohazard
So years
material.
ago, they got real strict about sending automatic knives over to Canada. So my buddy in Texas were taking these knives apart and mailing them to his friends in pieces. And these bunghos up there in Canadian on the border, they got smart. And they're like, these are knives, and they're sending them in pieces. And they're like, no. So they confiscated them all. Cost this guy thousands. So this guy went and did a Brian stunt. Drove in another state with rubber gloves and poo-poo in a bag and overnighted it up there and put automatic knives in. And the guy was like, put his hand in it.
Oh,
They sent agents down to this address where it was a false address.
OMG. You're
Oh,
kidding.
snap.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh, you want to steal my crap?
It made the news. It was bad.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
Wow.
And they never did catch them. But it was bad. They wanted blood up there on the border. They were hot.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He filled with peanuts and everything. Those little peanuts thingies. And yes.
Peanuts and poop.
Wow. When during COVID and all the weirdness,
pandemic. That's right.
Pandemic. And all the weirdness that was going on, and then particularly out here in the Seattle area, then there was all the unrest with everything. Everybody was just ticked about everything, and they were doing some doing some gross stuff in distribution centers as far as for Amazon and for and even the mail and everything. So my daughter-in-law sent my son-in-law a fishing pole and sent it to our house to surprise him for his birthday. And she said, just take a peek in it and make it sure, that it's it looks okay. I opened the box. I'm like, oh my gosh, this smells like poop, like human.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So my husband ended up opening the lower part and there was,
Oh, wow.
From Amazon, not Amazon. It was UPS had delivered it, and I knew. So I knew the UPS driver. So I texted him and I said, "Hey, I just want you to know." And he said, "Well, it wasn't me." And I said, "No. I don't think it was you. I'm just telling you that it came from Amazon to UPS. And so then they were going to check into the chain of custody."
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody said when I first called to the they're like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, it smells like.
How could you not?
Exactly.
What does it matter anyway, right? What does it matter?
Okay, here, let me send it to you. And
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, bizarre.
That's
That's
crazy.
weird.
Yeah, that was God, gross. Yeah, so Eric, can we make a legal request for info on it? I mean, yeah. Huh.
Do you have any more fun evidence there that we can make phone calls on? She's like, hey, baby.
Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's thinking.
Oh yeah, it was an adult.
No, I have the phone number to an FWC officer. I just don't know if we should do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I don't want to get
no.
your, I don't want
Not without his permission, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be like an off.
That's why I'm like,
because this is basically a federal.
Yeah, it's a
active duty.
It says, he's the guy that I talked to. It's a wildlife refuge area is the Lower Swanee. That's what it's considered. So it falls under federal law. However, it's governed by federal law, but FWC are the ones that are boots on the ground here, right? They're the ones that manage the area. So when I called, it took me trust me, every person I talked to, they were laughing at me. I mean, it was much more entertaining than what you got today. Let me just say that. But I think I talked to 6 or 7 different, because this one would go, well, try call this number. Here, call that number. Here, call this number. Well, here, call. And then finally, I got this one girl who could not stop laughing. She sounded like she was probably barely 18, and she could not stop laughing. And finally, she said to me, I'll have an officer call you back. I said, sure, here's my name, here's my number. And I thought for sure I'd never hear anything. You know what I mean? Because she was laughing so damn hard. And then he called me back. So we had this whole conversation that happened. And then I asked him questions. I was asking him questions. He said, I have to call my supervisor. I will call you back. I never thought I'd hear from him again. He called me back.
Oh,
wow.
And then the second conversation was like I said, it was like a whole 45-minute thing. I asked him if anyone has ever, called and reported it, like a Bigfoot or anything. And he was like, oh, I only had one guy. One guy called and it was late at night. And I'm like, because it was like, he would say, yeah, I had one guy call. I'm like, okay, well, what did he say? I had to like pull it out, And he just said basically that the guy called. It was late at night. It was around midnight. And the guy called saying that something was circling his tent and trying to poke him through the tent. And he was hearing it breathing. And I said, and he goes, and that's it. And I'm like, well, did you go check on the guy? And he's like, oh yeah, I went out there. He was fine. And I'm like, well, did you look around? And he goes, well, but I didn't see anything. I'm like, no. Did you look around? Like, did you take your flash? Like, I'm telling you, I had to break it all down, you know? And he's like, yeah. I looked. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any animal prints. Of course, he didn't say Bigfoot, but he said, I didn't see any animal prints. And I'm like, I said, okay, well, so what happened? And he goes, well, he asked me to stay there. No, he said, I stayed there. And while the guy packed up all of his gear and I escorted him out.
Oh.
Wow.
And then And
then that freaked out, huh?
Yeah. So I'm having this whole conversation with this guy. Then I say towards the end, I'm like, well, why do you think it's in the pamphlet? And he's like, what pamphlet? I said, in the pamphlet for the Lower Swanee area. And he goes, what do you mean? And then I told him, this is what it says. He goes, he's like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, it does. It does. I said, yeah, look under the hog section. I said, it's right there. You can't miss it. And he goes, well, that's weird. I had him thinking because he literally, it was very off the cuff. He goes, well, that's weird. I worked that area. I never knew it said that in that pamphlet.
Oh, wow.
Surprise.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, so if Bigfoot's not real, why is it in the pamphlet?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I can't answer that, ma'am.
Yep.
I thanked him for his time. I said, I very much appreciate you not acting like I'm crazy because I'm not crazy. I said, if I was crazy, then you wouldn't have it in your pamphlet, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
Wow.
So, but he was sweet. He was very nice.
I mean, and he obviously followed up on.
He followed up. He spoke because I'm not going to say why I called him, but because I don't talk about it because it's drama. It's just drama. It's like Bigfoot drama. So I don't do drama. We don't do drama. So, but the conversation that I had with him was a very real conversation. But the reason I called him, that's like he was like, he goes on, let me call my supervisor, but he knew what I was talking about though. Like he totally knew it had everything to do with this, with Bigfoot. My question. So it was kind of like
weird.
I'm trying to figure this. I'm like, I just want to know the answer to this question. He's like, I really don't know. And then he's like, let me call my supervisor. And then he called me back in 10 minutes. I never thought I'd hear from him again, but he called me right now, 10 minutes.
Supervisor probably told him to play stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was, but that's when he started offering up all this other information. So I don't know.
Like he did.
It felt to me like they were genuine reactions, when he, it felt genuine. His reactions were genuine. It's just, he didn't have the answer I was actually looking for, but he did help. I mean, he was very helpful with the reason I was calling. He was very helpful in helping me figure this other stuff out. But I thought, while I got him on the phone, let me ask him.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask. Yeah. Right.
So,
yeah, that's so weird though. Very weird. Wow.
Good point, Jim.
Yeah. I wonder what their what their what their training is, what they're told to say.
What does the actual dictionary say?
Yeah.
Chris, check it. What does Webster's dictionary define as a skunk ape?
Alexa, what's a skunk ape?
Scone is a small, quick bread usually made of wheat, barley, or oatmeal.
Bread.
And baked in powdered leavening.
Golly. Don't ever ask Alexa.
No.
This one.
Bread.
That's Wikipedia. I want to know. What do you want?
Yeah. What is the definition?
A description of the skunk ape is commonly described as a bipedal ape-like creature, approximately 5 to 7 foot tall, which I think is close, and covered in molted reddish-brown hair. And the skunk ape is often reported to be smaller stature compared to the traditional descriptions of. Okay, sorry, I had to change screens. I lost it. I guess it was a blurb that was further down. But anyways, it's going to say the cousin. Yeah, there it is, cousin of the Bigfoot. So here it's relating automatically skunk ape and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Wonder what if it's in Webster's.
That's where I'm going right now.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see if they're going to call you back ever, Grizzly.
Probably not.
Probably not, but
man, I got real excited when I saw that no caller ID. I was like, oh, smack. I couldn't even hold the phone still.
Yeah. Well,
skunk ape, it says the word you've entered isn't in the dictionary.
That's the same thing I got. That's with the space and no space. The same thing.
Wow.
What if Sasquatch is it? Sasquatch
wasn't that one of the numbers we call 703?
Yeah. Are they calling you?
And
I'll be around tomorrow after 10 a.m. Take care because of the hurricane.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
He texted you?
Yes.
Wow. That was what, Carl or Jim or whatever his name, Carl?
Yes.
Andrew.
Andrew. Wow. Okay. So that's
well, Webster's dictionary says that swamp ape and skunk ape do not exist in the Webster's dictionary. So
it does have a Sasquatch in it, though.
Does it?
What does it say?
Yep. Hairy creature like human being reported to exist in northwest U.S. and western Canada, said to be a primate between 6 to 15 feet tall. And it doesn't go into much more than that.
Between 6 and 15 feet tall?
Well, people have 24-inch prints. That would say 12 foot.
12 foot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
15 feet would be 30-inch prints. That'd be huge.
Yeah.
I've never found prints that big before, so I think the biggest that Matt
Ours are usually
found,
16.
I think in Colt Creek we found 16. Down here we found a 14. And I think he found an 8-inch. And the one that we've got in Mayaka was, I think it was like 18, 16.
I think the males are usually around 16 something.
Yeah.
What's
In Florida.
20 inches? I had two 20 inches.
That'd be about
what
10
was
foot.
That's big.
That's
So
big, Barb.
That's about 2. That's a little over 10 feet.
Wow.
That's big, Barb. That's what that is. That's big. That's real big.
Yeah. That's a big foot.
That's too big.
Wow. Yeah, and I didn't even know what, I had no idea when I found it, like what the sizes were, and I should send a picture to Mike Scott, and he's like, "Whoa, that's a big one."
It's crazy. You just don't I don't know. We talk about, I guess I feel a little disconnected to the size in my mind. You know what I mean? Because what I saw was only about 7.5, 7.5. It wasn't a very big individual at all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It was kind of like,
oops, sorry. I keep trying to take this down. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for me to try to imagine what a 10 to 12 foot individual would be like, I mean, I've been to Miami Heat games. And I've been right on the court, literally. It's first row on the court. I've been there, and I've seen how tall Alonzo Mourning and what's the other guy? Is it Ming? Something Ming or something? When you look at them, and you see them, and you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
When you see them, and you're like,
look how tall. Yeah, and what are they, 7?
Yeah.
He's 7 foot. Yeah, he's 7 foot.
They're like 7 foot. So you're like, whoa. I've seen that, but I can't imagine what it would be like to see something that's 10,
2 more feet.
12.
Yeah.
3 more foot. More.
And then they say that the bulk, the width of them is what
Well, they always say that the muscle from the neck is like the trap. They call it the trap
Barb.
muscle. For us, is just wide.
I got a question for you, Barb.
Okay.
So the female that you've seen, is she thick? Like from front to back, is she very thick, or is she kind of just normal looking, or for her size?
I was the one that I saw yesterday, and that I feel like I have a picture of from before. No, it was more thin, and I don't know about her midsection. I couldn't really see that, but her arms were thin and her legs.
Yeah.
Were you trying to say does baby have back?
Well, no, I
don't know. I didn't see.
Yeah, you guys should reach out. I don't know. Maybe you've had him on. I don't know. You've got so many shows, Grizzly, for goodness sakes. I don't know. Jeremiah Fountain.
Yeah, I have him on several times.
So Jeremiah gave me this description of a female Sasquatch that he came up onto, and when he described her to me, immediately in my head, I got she was pregnant because.
Oh.
I said that. So I said it. I mean, I heard it in my head that she was pregnant because then he described, after I got that in my mind, he says, "Oh, she was very, very thick." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "She was like 3 feet deep." And I'm like,
wow.
I said,
"No, the female I saw was bottom heavy. You knew it was a female."
Yeah.
The one I saw, you knew it was a female.
But he said that she was in her mid.
Yes.
Okay.
That in her midsection, she was thick.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 feet thick. And immediately I thought, well,
yeah,
because he said that she didn't seem to be, it didn't appear to have like a baby bump or like a pregnant. But to me, if we don't know what their body morphology is, then maybe they don't show in the same way we would, or
right.
I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like those are the ones that I can more easily see. I'm thinking like an older juvenile, maybe like a young adult is what she is. If I'm saying it could have been even a male. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. But but then the other ones that I can't really see, and you know what, maybe they're better with their cloaking or camouflage or whatever, because like I can see them but I can't. So that could be, but yeah, I have to. There's a guy that he's a neighbor of mine, but I think he's away. I'm pretty sure he's on vacation, because I messaged him and he didn't respond to me. And he's like really good with responding. And because he had given me a description, there was a picture of a Sasquatch that somebody put on my page, and it was one of those like the shorts, like the YouTube shorts, and it was supposedly a trail cam. And this thing was it was very like lanky and skinny. It had small breasts. It was like supposed to be like a thin female, and its hair was sticking straight out, like up on its head, like straight out. And I thought, oh, that's probably not real. And then Kevin said, this guy said, I'll tell you, this looks though, he said, I'm not saying that this is real, but this looks like a female in the clan, Misha. I think he called her Miska or something. And so, and that is like that's what the one looked like yesterday. Again, I didn't see her body. I could see this, like the skinny arms, but hair was sticking straight out. So I don't know. Just see.
How short? How long? Like
probably about maybe 4 inches, 3 or 4 inches long. I mean, it was pretty long.
Spiky.
Yeah, but not even spiky. I mean, from what I could see, it was more like, somebody has like a fur coat on with a big, like the hood on with a big fur. That's what it was like. Yeah, and the face was like that gray, like a gray, but she was just black. So anyway, yeah.
You need to start looking. If they're coming that close up to your house, you need to start looking for hairs.
Yes, I do, and I kind of do. I do.
I would check your stairs.
Okay. Yeah.
I would check like the edges, the sides, the front of the steps, underneath the steps, because they may be traveling underneath those steps to get to the other part of under the house.
Yeah.
That might be how they're avoiding your camera.
Well, there's a big area that you can walk right under, and that's the thing.
I'm just saying that. Yes. To approach you for that area from that side of the house, they could be going underneath those stairs. To get to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Right. I would look under your stairs, on the sides, on the steps, on the railings.
Yep.
Because you're getting so much activity on that side. Because so remember the one video you sent me where the cooing was happening? Mm-hmm. Okay. In that video, in the woods, there's like a little black area. Right? Okay. So when I saw that video, it looked to me, and then I saw the photos of like a daytime photo of the area. So I didn't really, I think I might have asked Chris. But I don't even think I think it was just because when I went back to that particular video, the one where it's cooing, if you watch that little black area right there in the video, you can see, like, as I thought it was one of them moving. So there's something moving. Then I saw the daytime photo, right? So in that little area, it's kind of like a gap in between the bushes, in between the leaves, there's a gap there. But the interesting thing is that even there during the daytime, that's a gap, like an area that has no foliage in it. It still was moving in that video. If you go back to that particular video and you watch that area, it's almost as if something is moving the leaves. Something in that right there is moving. Because I think I even asked Chris, do you know if it was, because it was before you and I talked, I think. And I asked Chris, I said, do you know if it was windy? Was it windy? Because that area is moving. Something is moving in that little area.
Yeah, and it should all be moving if,
Even though Barb's not moving.
Right.
She just dropped out.
Do you have that video? Grizzly?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember which one it was?
I remember the audio of some cooing. I don't remember watching the actual video.
Because Barb sent it to me.
It wasn't. A lot of times when I'm going with those, I'm not even looking at the video. I'm just ripping the sound and going.
Right. I wonder. Wait, I think I have it. I think she sent. I mean, she sent it to me. I should have it. I think it might have been one of the first ones she sent me, so it might be easy to find. Are we going too long? I just realized.
No, we have no time limit.
Okay, cool. All right.
Hey, Grizzly went all night one time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
What time did that one started? You guys went like
I have
wee
no.
wee
I
hours
don't
in the
even
morning.
remember. That people were getting up to work. They're like, "You're still." I'm like, "Yeah, we're still going."
Still going. All right. Let's see.
Made a marathon out of it.
I can't believe that got a text. That was awesome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was. I think
It's
it's
probably intrigued what the heck you're calling about. Did you say you didn't leave the message saying anything about skunky? I think you just said I need to talk to you.
Let me see if this is the right one. No, that's not the right one. No, that's not the right one. It must be.
Sound like the grunt.
Yeah, it's not the one with the grunt. It was like the one with the cooing. No, that's not the right one.
That was me. Barb said she just got kicked. She'll be right back.
No, it wasn't that one.
So, what do you think about the UFOs coming out of the mountain?
I don't think that was the sky thing.
I don't think they were Skylinks either.
Nope. I
don't know
think
if
they
it was
used it just to
CGI.
cover it up.
I don't know which one. I don't hear the cooing on it. I don't know. I think it's this one. I'll send it to you, Chris. I think it's this one. You're not my Facebook friend. Yeah. You haven't sent me a friend request yet, Grizzly.
She cannot to get back on, ladies and gentlemen.
Aww.
Boo.
Exactly.
All right, who'd you send it to?
Mr. Hensley.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. Because it's not the one with the grunt. So it should be that one.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Since mine
There's
doesn't
no
have
bandwidth available. She used all her hotspot.
Yeah, Grizzly, because your audio usually works where mine is problematic.
At your command center?
Yeah, my command center. Because there's so many audio options, it just never seems to right. I sat there and played with it with him to try to get it where it works. Oh, good, your messenger.
Okay.
We'll just play.
Because Because there's like, if you look, when you're looking at the video, there's like a little black circle in the middle of the bushes, kind of at the top, not on her deck, like in this, in the bushes.
All right. Where am I looking at?
All right. Scroll up. No, I can't see it on there. There. Okay. Stop. Go up, 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 up. Right there. You're right on top of it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let me hit play and I'll zoom up on it.
Barb probably maxed out her cell phone data plan.
Mm-hmm.
See how it kind of changed shape?
Yeah, sure. It is changing shape.
It changed shape, and then it almost disappears a couple of times. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Look, see, it's almost gone, and it comes back.
And it's always right there at the outside of that camera reach too.
Yeah.
It's like they know.
Mm-hmm. But pretty crazy. Yeah, like I noticed it right away when I was listening to the cooing because I was like, that sounds really close. So I started kind of looking at the tree line and I'm like, wait a minute, what is that in the middle of this black thing right in the middle of the
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it could just be leaves blowing. I don't know.
There she is. She's in the
Sorry,
chat.
Barb.
For Barb. I crashed her party and then she crashes out. What the heck?
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, tonight was a definite good time, guys. I had a
Oh
blast.
yeah, absolutely. It was. We had a ball.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure to have a recorder handy so when people start calling back, if they do, I'll have it recorded. So
Absolutely.
Text them tomorrow and say, hey, do you have time? And see
Yeah, right. Hey, Andrew, you got time?
So he said after 10.
Got a minute? There you go.
So we'll wait and see what he does. It's the only thing we can do.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, but I'm glad y'all had a ball too. So that was pretty funny.
It was fun. It was so much fun. Chris had to join in.
I know, man. I looked up and Chris was there. I was like, oh, snap. Watch out. I was like, watch out. It's on. But poor Barb, but we'll call it a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, from coast to coast and around the world. That's a wrap. Thanks to you all. Good night. Bye.
Bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not Chipmunk? Action. No, I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. Shh. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!